I was lucky enough to witness Dortmund play against Kylian Mbappe in the group stages of Champions League football, trying to get through into the next round, and they did it. And just yesterday, I witnessed them play against PSV Eindhoven as Marco Reus ran through on goal after a defensive mistake from PSV Eindhoven and slotted it past the keeper in a 1v1 situation. I was mesmerized by the yellow wall, as they call their fans, in that great stand. And today, Borussia Dortmund is sat in 4th position in the Bundesliga. They could easily drop down into the 5th position, as Leipzig seems to be the more informed team, capable of scoring more goals, and they are behind teams like Stuttgart and Leverkusen, which people didn't see coming. Last season, Bayern Munich won the title, took it away from Borussia Dortmund in the last game, with Jamal Musiala scoring in the last minutes. And today, we will be taking over Borussia Dortmund, as it has been a club that I've been witnessing live multiple times this season in the Champions League, and it's only right to dive into this one, rebuild the squad, and point out the issues that I'm seeing, because there are a couple of issues that other people are seeing as well. First of all, German national team. If you look through these names, you will only find one name from Borussia Dortmund in there, and that is Niklas Füllkrug. So players like Emre Can hasn't made it in there. The captain of Borussia Dortmund, Nico Schlotterbeck, the defender that most people expected to be part of this lineup, is also not in there. Probably the best left-footed centre-back in Germany. And then you also have Julian Brandt not making it into the team. So Julian Nagelsmann, the former Bayern Munich coach, is seeing something there that he doesn't like. And a lot of Borussia Dortmund fans are not happy with their coach, Edin Terzic, either. So let's go ahead and see where we can take this team if we hopefully go ahead and get things right. So what is the biggest issue with this Dortmund side? First of all, I think it's a sense of what they achieved in the past that they're not able to pull off right now. Instead of having Haaland score goals for you, you now have a 30-year-old Niklas Füllkrug who, no disrespect, has done really well in certain games, but in some games, it feels like he's not necessarily taking part in a game the way he maybe should be, or as people expect a Dortmund striker to be. He is ideal for a goalkeeper like Kobel, as he did in yesterday's game against PSV Eindhoven, to lob the ball up, throw it all the way to Füllkrug, he brings it down, and then their attack starts with the midfielders or the wingers picking up the ball, and they go all out that way. But going from Haaland to Füllkrug is obviously a downgrade. Going from Dembele on that right-hand side for Dortmund, where he was literally insane. He was unplayable at the time before he moved over to Barcelona. Going from that to whoever has followed him has been quite tough. Going from Jadon Sancho initially, the Jadon Sancho that was ridiculous at Dortmund, to this version of Jadon Sancho, who has lost a lot of pace, it seems like, and is not as dynamic as he used to be, despite what some people might say on Twitter, because they have seen that one clip in the past game week where he went past one man and scored a goal. He definitely has lost a lot of his dynamic abilities, which made him what he was, in my opinion, and he seems very static at certain points in games. So you have downgraded from Sancho 1.0 to Sancho 2.0, who I actually don't think Dortmund is going to sign on a permanent deal, because they do have Bino Gittins and many others like Duranville who are big talents who can definitely play in that position moving forward. And then mainly speaking, most recent one, instead of having a Jude Bellingham, you now have a Marcel Sabitzer, the backup from Bayern Munich, coming across and now becoming a starter. So clearly there are a lot of issues with this side when thinking about the past and looking at this team and maybe not seeing something that could get to that same type of level in here. If I look at this team, I don't see anyone who's going to turn out to be the next Jude Bellingham. I don't see the next Haaland in there. I don't see someone with the ability of a Dembele of the past. I'm telling you, bro, if you can, go and watch the highlights of Dembele when he used to play for Dortmund. It was ridiculous. And the same goes for Sancho. So one thing I can tell you, though, is they need to sign this man. He's only on loan from Chelsea. Ian Martin at Burnley was ridiculous, and now at Dortmund is a beast. They have to sign him. If they don't, someone else is going to do it. They're going to be very, very happy with that. But then, going into the rest of the team, again, lots of work to be done in certain positions. I don't think Schlotterbeck is an issue. He has an error in him at times. Still truly believe in his abilities. And then Gregor Kobel is probably going to be a goalkeeper. He's going to be tough to hold. He's world-class, and I think a world-class team that competes on the highest level consistently and even plays for Champions League titles probably going to be interested in him very soon. The budget is at 82 million, and when I was mentioning that I don't actually see anyone in here that excites me in terms of the future, I have to actually go back to what I said and say that it might not be right. Yusufa Moukoko still is someone that I truly believe could still have the potential to become world-class if he is in the right environment. And on top of it, Paris Brunner. This kid, as you guys know, I have a lot of faith in. He has become a Euro under, like the under 23s or whatever, champion with Germany, and then went on in the same year to become a world champion with Germany as well in the youth levels. That man has so much potential in him. It's just a matter of like disciplinary issues with him. And maybe him, you know, already thinking that he has reached that top level, which is going to cause some issues in his career. He should just put his head down and work hard and become the best attacking player in this Dortmund side, which he clearly could become if he wants to. So here are the moves that I have made. Daniel Mahnen is heavily linked to move away from Dortmund in this summer transfer window, so I have let him go already. Haller has been sat behind Füllkrug on the bench just like Moukoko, and I just don't see this man's career to be revived at this club because he basically is the same or similar type of player as Füllkrug, and if he's losing that battle, I don't really see a future for him here, as sad as it is. Bensebaini was brought in as a left back, and Ian Maatsen, a player that has been loaned in where you'd think he wouldn't be as important as the player you own, he hasn't been getting that playtime. He hasn't really proven himself in this squad, so I'm going to let him go as well. Duranville is going out on loan, and Vatien as well. I am also looking to loan out Paris Brunner as we speak. And now, what I actually really want to do is to bring in players into this team that really mimic the likes of the players that I've mentioned before. The Haalands, the Bellinghams, the Dembeles, but before they actually became who they were. There aren't many strikers in world football that excite me as much as this man, Santiago Jimenez. I think this would be the perfect step. Going from a team like Feyenoord into a squad like Borussia Dortmund. He could be that next big striker for a team like Borussia Dortmund. He has been scoring goals for fun for Feyenoord in the first half of the season, then struggled a little bit, and recently he has come back and scoring goals again. I think when you're looking at like the top goal scorer in world football, including the coefficient in there, Santiago Jimenez, I believe, is in like the top 10 goal scorers in world football, especially when it comes to under 23s. He's definitely up there in the top 3. So, Füllkrug, as you're here, I will show you respect, but I will have to admit, if Santiago Jimenez comes in and gets past your rating, he's the man for this team. 80 rated striker, left-footed, so many great attributes about him. He can be great on the ball, getting past people and stuff, but also great in front of goal. He has missed a lot of big chances this season, I will have to admit, but I have seen games in which any chance he got, he scores. So I think going into a team like Dortmund would probably be the best thing that Santiago Jimenez can do, instead of going into a Premier League with a huge value attached to him, where then people are going to be expecting him to score lots of goals. And if he doesn't pull that off, I can see his career taking a downturn. So I think a squad like Dortmund would be the perfect place to build up a great young striker like Santiago Jimenez. And he's my next striker after Füllkrug's done here. Guess what? I signed Maatsen permanently. There's no way this guy is leaving this team. He should be part of Dortmund for at least 2 or 3 years. And then after that, after his performances continue the way they are going right now, I truly believe someone is going to spend huge amounts of money for him. It's time for the next Bellingham. At Dortmund, I am signing Job Bellingham. I just recently saw where he went ahead and just curled one into the far corner with an incredible shot for his side. And now I'm thinking this is the perfect one to bring in. This would give the Dortmund fans massive amounts of hope moving forward. Now, don't get me wrong. He comes in with a very low rating, which means we will have to send him out on loan where he has to gain experience and everything like that. But at some point, he's going to come back and he's going to take over that center midfield position for us. I want Bellingham 2.0 in this team. The future of this club is being built Now onto that winger position though. As the new Dembele or the next Sancho in this team, I am bringing in the man that I saw play against Dortmund yesterday, Johan Bakayoko. This kid is sick. I'm telling you right now, his 1v1 abilities, the way he gets past people, his dribbling, all of that is incredible. He just needs to work on his last touch on the ball, whether it's a pass or a shot. Once he gets that sorted, lads, this guy is going to be incredible. So for me, I am bringing him into this squad because I have no hope for Adeyemi. Adeyemi has gone into this deal. I think every rebuild I've done with Dortmund, Adeyemi has been sold in the first transfer window. But Bakayoko goes straight in there, comes across from PSV, having experienced playing in Dortmund against them. Now it's time to play for them. Season 1 has finished, and we are looking at a Dortmund side that are exactly where people would expect Dortmund to be, in that second position behind Bayern Munich. Not too far away. 79 points on us, 83 on Bayern Munich as we speak. But at some point, we want to go ahead and dominate just as well as Bayern Munich, of course, and that time will come. But obviously, qualifying for Champions League football is a big part here. So we have Füllkrug up top, but he has been replaced by Santiago Jimenez as I wanted it to be. He has now gone up to an 83. Füllkrug has stagnated at the 81, and that is fine. And Moukoko is being built up behind. If he wants to leave the team, that's okay. If he wants to stick around and be the backup to Jimenez, I'm okay with that as well. Even though I truly believe in this guy's abilities, I still want to give Jimenez that turn in this team. And yeah, going into the rest of the team, Sancho obviously leaving at the end of the season. I don't think Borussia Dortmund will have the funds to go ahead and sign him permanently. The only thing I can see happening maybe is them loaning him again for another season. Now going into the right-hand side, Bakayoko on an 83, which is outstanding. And in midfield, Sabitzer has also stagnated on an 81, I believe, as Emre Can is on an 83. Defensively, Schlotterbeck, Martin, and also Rierson, who, by the way, is the one player where I have a buddy in the gym who's a huge Dortmund fan. He says he's his favorite player because that guy works for the entirety of the game until the ref blows the whistle. He always gives everything. And I have to admit, he's probably one of the more underrated players in this Dortmund side that people don't respect as much. But he has just recently gotten injured, and hopefully he'll be back again in the upcoming games for Dortmund and continue is a great run in this Dortmund side, because I think he is absolute quality. And Kobu has gone up to a 90, which definitely shows that he is going to be wanted by many clubs around the world. It's going to be tough to hold on to such an incredible player. And I assume Jimenez has scored the most goals. 16 goals, 4 assists from Jimenez. Bakayoko with 15 and 6. The Eredivisie has supplied Borussia Dortmund with some quality players. Season 2 could be even bigger though. Let's see. At the start of this season, a shocker, Niklas Süle has been picked up by Leverkusen. They have paid his release clause, which now leaves us with a little amount of money, around 230 million. I really hope I can buy a decent player with that little budget. The new number 21 at Dortmund is a player that I feel like has been hard done by. Timber, from Ajax to Arsenal. And Arsenal, as you guys know, are doing incredibly well. Ben White in a right-back position is crushing it. Saliba at centre-back has been unreal. Gabriel has been a huge part of Arsenal's success. So I wonder what's going to happen to Timber. He might actually only, once he's back fully fit, I don't know if he actually already is, just be a backup. So I'm thinking an amazing ball-playing centre-back that can come into a team like this to pair up with Schlotterbeck and build up from there. That could be huge. So Dortmund, you're getting yourself Timber right now with pace, defending, physicality, incredible passing play as well, and has a couple of play styles on top of it. This is a huge signing in my opinion, someone we can turn into a world-class centre-back. But he's only 5'10", so keep that in mind. He's not going to be winning every single aerial duel, but he's actually not that terrible at it. One of the up-and-coming and most exciting talents out of France. A name that a team like Borussia Dortmund could turn into someone they can sell on for huge amounts of money. Désiré Doué is joining us right now. He is so good. Lads, I'm telling you, if you can, watch a YouTube compilation of this kid. And by the way, if you know any of these players that I'm bringing into this team and you have personal experiences or having watched them for their teams, let me know your thoughts on them in the comments down below. I would love to see that. So yeah, Doué is here. And also, on top of it, guys, if you want to have opportunities like I did, go into the game of Borussia Dortmund, as you can see right here, and experiencing insane things, and also playing for card rewards and all that stuff, make sure to sign up to Sorare with the link in the description down below or the pinned comment. I've been playing this game since 2021 and absolutely loving it. It has increased my love for football so much more. So if you want to join in, do so. I also have a Discord running for it, which you can find on my YouTube channel, Sorare Johnny. But yeah, let's go back in here and see what we can do with Doué, with Bakayoko on the wings, Santi Jimenez up top, with Julian Brandt in that cam position, as we wait on Job Bellingham to come into this team and take over at some point in that midfield. Until then, we're going to build the rest of the squad. I am thinking, as much as I like Julian Brandt, I wonder, is there a future where he remains in that starting 11 forever? Especially now that Royce has gone. By the way, he has ended his career. He has left the team. So, yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with that one. One to think about for the future for sure. Season 2 is done, and the gap between us and Bayern Munich has become a little bit bigger. Now, they do have a bigger budget, technically speaking, and also higher rated players. So that kind of makes sense. But we're going to get there because, take a look at this. We are in the German Cup final. I will show you what happened in the Champions League in a bit, but let's dive into this one and see how this Dortmund side can do against this opponent. And it seems like a couple of players are not too happy about their performances lately. They're maybe not getting enough play time, so there could be some issues here. But this team, when it comes down to winning in one game to grab that trophy, they get it done. Julian Brandt and Emre Can get it done for the team. And as I speak, by the way, Liverpool have scored like 4 goals in 13 minutes against Prague, even though in the first game they already had won 5-1. I'm feeling bad for these lads. I really am. They are having a horrible time right now. But yeah, that just shows once again the difference between some smaller leagues and then obviously the Premier League football. Is just crazy, the quality that we have in the Prem right now. But top scorer, Moukoko. Now you might be wondering, what? Why? The reason behind it is Jimenez got injured. Moukoko stepped in. He stepped in beautifully. So he did extremely well right here. As we have Bakayoko coming in with 20 and 6. Julian Brandt having an incredible season and basically saying, I ain't going nowhere. So props to him for performing that well. Santiago Jimenez with 16 goal contributions in 26 games. Still very impressive. And Desiree Doué growing by +5. But not necessarily playing a lot of games. He might have been injured as well. Don't know what happened there. One thing that I do know, however, is the fact that Riasson has actually requested a transfer. Yes, he wants to leave because apparently the game has been playing freaking Koulibaly at centre-back and has been playing Timber at right-back. This stuff will never make sense to me. As we go into this new season, Job Bellingham has returned from his loan deal. He's now on a 75, which makes me wonder, should I already go ahead and just, you know, rely on this kid in the team? That could be quite interesting, but Job is here and he's ready to take over by the looks of things. I want the skill moves for him. And also, Duranville has returned into the team with a 75 rating. Which is quite impressive, but that's not the only winger that has come back. I know Gittins is now back into the squad with an 80 rating. So that is quite huge as well. As you can tell, a lot of these youngsters are now coming back into the team. Paris Brunner, the only one that is still out on loan with a 72 rating. I think we're looking very good here. And you know what? I kind of feel bad for Moukoko. I want to let him go. And I also want Jimenez to go ahead and get that playtime in this team. And he will do so this season, that he's higher rated than Moukoko anyways. And he's hopefully not going to get injured. Moukoko can go. And then later on, Paris Brunner can come back and become the backup to Jimenez. Moukoko deserves playtime somewhere else after that amazing season as well. It's time to bring back a German talent to Germany. Riasson having left, he goes to right back, and I'm talking about Timber. Timber is now our right back, as he has proven many times at Arsenal when he actually did play, and especially at Ajax that he can play that position. I am bringing back not Yusufa Moukoko. I sold him, by the way. 56.2 million he has left and joined Leipzig. Congratulations to him. But lads, let's go ahead and look at the real case. Tia is coming in and he's going to be playing as our right-sided centre-back in this team. He has recently returned from injury for AC Milan, has played alongside Tomori in the first game, I believe. And I really like this guy. He's someone that can easily make it into the German national team alongside Bisek from Inter as well. Two of the up-and-coming best German centre-backs are playing in Italy. Very interesting. But Tia is joining us right now. Good pace, good defending, good physicality, good age. 24 years old, 6'3" tall, and long ball pass, anticipate. That's a good combo. Last season, AS Roma kicked us out of the Champions League. This season, it was Inter. And in the league itself, we are just 1 point behind Bayern Munich. Halfway through the season, we were actually in first place. So that must have been some mad title race because we do have a better goal difference as well. And Bayern is realizing this Dortmund team is coming to win. And take a look at the team. Jimenez, 87 rated right now. Brandt gone up to a 90. Emre Can growing as a 32-year-old is something I did not expect. But defensively, we are looking extremely solid here. And Bakayoko is on a 93. This guy is going to be insane in gameplay. But as you can tell, his shooting is not that great. It's actually not that high rated, so that is an issue for sure. Doué up to an 85, but he has been sharing his playtime with Bino Gittins to keep that in mind. But Joe Bellingham has been getting some playtime and has gone up to a 78. The next season, I will be putting him into the starting lineup. Nemecha, I'm sorry, buddy. It's Bellingham time from the next season onwards. And yeah, here we go. Santiago 31-4, Brandt 17-7, Bakayoko 15-5. It's now time to actually win titles. After that German Cup, of course. Lads, I've just witnessed insanity. I'm telling you right now, as we get past Real Madrid, Leverkusen 35 games unbeaten in this season, and we get past Liverpool in the semi-finals. Oh my god, bro, this is insane. Okay, let me actually talk about this. Leverkusen 2-0 down at home against Karabakh, a team that has managed to get a 2-2 draw at home in the first leg of the Europa League matchup. Leverkusen are 2-0 down at home now as well, okay? The same way the first game went, and they came back to 2-2 in that game. In the second leg, 2-0 down to 10 men, and they go ahead and score a goal, make it 2-1. Go ahead and score another one to make it 2-2 in like the 94th minute, in the 97th minute. Ezequiel Palacios, who in my opinion is probably like a top 3 midfielder in the world right now. I'm not even joking. He jumps into a tackle, picks up the ball, hits it perfectly off of the opponent with no foul given, and then he gets the ball, puts it across into the penalty area. Patrick Schick heads it in, 3-2, pandemonium in the stadium. It was insane to watch just now. So, we have gone ahead and gotten our team into the Champions League final after beating Liverpool, beating Real Madrid, and AC Milan on top of it to play Bayer Leverkusen. This is amazing. That is hilarious. I was just talking about them. Okay, so our team is looking like this. Jimenez, 90. Brandt, 92. Emre Can, 87. Captain. Joe Bellingham, 84. Get in there, son. We have Doué on an 87. Bakayoko, 94. Defense looking incredibly strong right now. Kobel on a 93. Bino Gittins is injured, but should be fine for the matchup. Guys, we have also gone ahead and won the Bundesliga, yes or no? Yes, we did. The end to the domination of Bayern Munich. 87 points. Leipzig coming in third. Bayern, big gap between us and them. 11 points. Lads, this team has been incredible. I'm so happy that we were able to build up this team. A new striker, a new left mid, a new right midfielder, a new Jude Bellingham. That is just amazing stuff. Goals and assists. Let's see. 44-3, 47 goal contributions in this season from the Mexican Haaland. This guy is on fire. Julian Brandt with 20 and 16, good season as well. I mean, exceptional, I should say. Bakayoko as well. Desiree Doué getting in there and getting things done. Duranville for another team. I sent him out on loan again. He's gone ahead and gotten himself 7 goals and 6 assists. You know what? You're going to be recalled for this match. Joe Bellingham 6 and 7. Emre Can 5 and 3. All right, then. I was talking about Leverkusen. Now let's match up against them. Leverkusen is coming in with a team that should be looking great. David Nunez, Okafor, Aurier, Matisse Tell, Florian Wirtz, Puerta Tella, Sule Montes Alaba. Should be like 40 years old at this stage. Kovar in there as well. Alrighty then, Leverkusen. I'm not going to make you go ahead and win this game as well. That's not happening. I'm ending your winning streak. I had a good night of sleep, and now I still can't believe Bayer Leverkusen pulled off what they did. So, to play against them right now is going to be amazing. And Julian Brandt starts off early on. Maybe we can go ahead and get a goal with the first action of the game. Here we go. Smack it, Emre. Good try. Uh-oh. Florian Wirtz is through. He makes it 1-0. Okay, so I'm not as good as Karabakh, I guess, who were able to get 2 goals against Leverkusen before in the end getting destroyed. Bro, what the hell? Oh my god. They nearly ruined me immediately twice. Bakayoko, let's do something about it. Emre Can. Bakayoko, great run down the right. He was a problem for the Dortmund defense in their Champions League matchup, and there comes the strike from Doué. It's a bad decision for me. Oh my god. You did not just do that against me. Oh wow. I'm getting crushed. Whew. All good. Win that. Yes. Lovely. Emre Can, the captain, is running forward. The former Liverpool player puts his weight into his opponent and sadly can't score 1v1. Emre Can, thank you. Brandt. Good cross. Can again on it. Why is my captain everywhere? All I should say is, oh, captain, my captain, to be fair. Here we go. Into yet another attack. Jimenez. You've got to score, lads. Someone has to do it. That's going to be a good cross. Watch out. Jimenez. Nah, just win that. Doué. This keeper, Kovar, is on fire. Oh, good one. Let's go. Bakayoko. If anyone can get past people there, it could be Bakayoko, but he finds Jimenez. Now this has to be a goal. Yes! Bottom left corner. That was a solid finish. It reminds me of the goal that Marco Reus scored as well. Put it right there again. I recorded it live in the stadium. Marco Reus slots it past the keeper. And we have done exactly the same thing right here with Santi Jimenez. Such a solid finish. Let's go. Julian Brandt's cross straight onto Santi Jimenez or into Job's feet, who scores and makes it 2-1. A Bellingham takes Dortmund to the win. That's what you would expect. This plan has worked so perfectly well. Jimenez as the Haaland replacement. Bellingham as the Bellingham replacement. And on the right-hand side, Bakayoko has already had an impact as much as Dembele in the past. This is the team we built, lads. And that's a good one. Taking it past people. Finding Job again. Into Bakayoko. Into Job. There he is. He tries his luck. And that is the end of the game. We did it. And in he walks. El Capitan, Emre Can. What a performance by him as well in this game. Really enjoyed it. Lads, this Dortmund side that we created would be so much fun to watch, honestly. If Dortmund could bring in like at least 1 or 2 of these players for the upcoming season, it would be a joy to watch. I feel like their current wingers with Adeyemi and others, it's just not the same. And I do think that Dortmund is going to make a big jump next season, especially now cashing in through Champions League football, where every single Champions League club is basically looking at them and hoping that they match up against them in the quarterfinals. But they could surprise people. Trust me. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care and peace.